So today, lads, we're going to be doing our final mock draft. We're doing the final mock draft before the draft, which is in 9 hours from the time recording this, or probably 8 hours from the time you guys are going to be seeing this video. So before we get on to that, though, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We are trying to get to, I think our goal originally was 59k by the draft. It's not going to happen. We're still going to see what we can do, how close to 60k we can get by the start of the season. We are trying to get to 58.7k. This is draft day, lads. This is draft day. You're going to be seeing videos on the hour, every hour about the draft and breakdowns of every single part of the draft, and I will be live for the whole thing. So if you guys could subscribe, be greatly, greatly appreciated. But we're going to talk about this right now. So with the first pick, from what we have heard, the Dallas Wings, or from what they've hinted, the Dallas Wings are very much going for a one specific player. In their most recent hint, they had the number 35 visible. The Dallas Wings have also spent millions and millions and millions on bigs. So Betts, I would say Betts and Pham are kind of almost out of the question. Maybe not Betts more so than Pham. There's still a possibility to take Awa. But I do think the real debate is going to be between AZ Foot and Olivia Miles. I think they're going to take AZ Foot. I think they should probably take Olivia Miles. They still need a point, and we're going to see the problems again. We're going to see problems again with this team where Paige dribbles the ball up and passes the ball and doesn't touch it enough. And yeah, the Enrique thing is what it is. So I don't think this team's going to be very good still. They're going to take AZ, and I don't know if they will start AZ, but I don't even think AZ should be starting. I think they need a true point guard beside Paige and Enrique to get the ball to Paige. So with the number 2 pick, the Minnesota Lynx. So the Minnesota Lynx have lost their bigs. They've lost Jess Shepard. They've lost Alana Smith. So everyone just assumes they're going to sign Lauren Betts. And people don't realize they have one of the EuroLeague MVP candidates coming in. Dorka Juhas is coming in this year for them. And Dorka Juhas projects to be a starter. Like, she has improved a significant amount over the last 2 years. Decided she didn't want to come over last year because of Eurobasket. And just didn't want to. Dorka Juhas is an incredible player, probably going to come in as a starter. You've got Emma Chekova there as a young big. So a lot of people are talking about, oh, this team's going to go for a young big, this team's doing this team's doing that. Or this team's going to go for their out-and-out big. My guess is that they're going to go long-term here. And if you guys don't know, Cheryl Reeve sees, as always, everyone said Courtney Williams isn't a point guard. She's a 2 guard that's playing the point. I think they take Olivia Miles here too. My logic is I think Olivia Miles will start at the 1. They're going to start Court Williams at the 2, Kayla McBride at the 3. And Olivia Miles is going to be that facilitator because they're not going to sign their young high upside big. They're not going to draft Awa. They've already taken Emma Chekova. Not as good as Awa, but a young high upside big. Dorka's coming back over. You brought in Natasha Howard. So I'm like, Lauren Betts isn't going to start when they have their full team with Fee in there. So my guess is they're going to bring in Olivia Miles. I know she doesn't like young point guards, but they still have Court Williams to play decent minutes. So I think Olivia Miles is going to come in there as the point guard. So with the number 3 pick, Seattle Storm. So the Storm have just paid Ezzy Magbegor the biggest contract in WNBA history. And they already have Dominique Malonga. So for me, this is where the quote unquote surprises are going to come. This is where the surprises are going to come because it doesn't make any sense for them to sign Awafam or to sign Lauren Betts or the draft. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And this is a team, if you guys don't know, that are in tank mode. They are in tank mode. They paid Steph Dolson $750K. This is a team that might win 12 games. They're not tanking for this season because they're not going to get a good enough pick this season. They are tanking for next year. They're tanking for the Sarah Strong draft. And that's the problem is you have to tank 2 years out in the WNBA. You can't just tank for 1 year. They are tanking for they're about to tank for 2 years. So my expectation is that they could very well take a stash. Like it is not beyond possibility that Awafam is not the first Spanish player off the board. Like that is not out of the realm of possibility. I am thinking there is a possibility Nell Angloma gets taken here, but I'm actually going to say that Flaw J. Johnson gets taken at 3. A bad senior season, but a high upside player, and she's going to be fun. Like, fans in Seattle are going to be happy to have Flaw J. Johnson on their team. The expectation is that she's going to be there at 5. And now you've got the Washington Mystics. And the Washington Mystics are in a pickle as well because they have to be bad this year. The Sky are going to be good. The Sky are genuinely going to be good. So what they have to do now is they have to kind of pick for who they're going to take long term as a prospect, who's going to fit beside Sonia Citron and Kiki Iriafen. And I think it's part of the reason why they haven't yet responded to the Shakira Austin situation. I think they're going to wait till after the draft to respond to the Shakira Austin situation. I think they might let Shakira Austin just walk the Toronto Tempo on a max. Because, especially if this is the outcome, they're going to let Shakira Austin walk the Toronto Tempo on a max. Where you can get either of these bigs. My expectation is nobody really knows long term whether Kiki projects as a 5 or a 4. Because again, the way the game's changed, the way things are going, how she ends up stretching the floor, the exact same with Awa. No one really knows if Awa projects as a 5 or a 4 long term. And for that reason, I'm actually going to predict that they're going to take Awa. I think they're in the tank mode this year. I think they're going to be this young, fun team. A lot of people, by the way, are projecting the Mystics to try take all the UCLA players because they just signed Michaela Onyewere, who's their coach. But I do feel like Awa Fam's too good to pass up on a 4. So I'm going to go Awa going a 4 to the Mystics. And now the Sky are at number 5, and this is a bit of a pickle because the Sky don't really have a need. They don't really have a need. Like, the Sky have 11 players on their roster already. They have 11 players on the roster already, and they maybe Aisha Sivka comes over. I still think Aisha Sivka coming over is a question mark because she's pretty much stagnated. She did not have a good year in Spain this year, and I don't think she's ready to come over. And like, you don't want to bring someone over to start their rookie deal until they're ready. Now we have got a weird situation where the Sky will be expecting Flaw J to be here in this mock draft. And again, this is my predictions, not my big board. So the Sky have Shooting and JC off the bench. Their starting 5 is already sorted. So it's like, what do you need off the bench? And they have Shooting and JC and Rachel Banham. They have a decent big in Elizabeth Williams. I don't know if they're going to take Lauren Betts because I think maybe she does too much like Cardoso. Or maybe they do take Lauren Betts, and if it doesn't work out, we'll trade Cardoso. Maybe that could be the thing. That might be the move. Take Lauren Betts, and if when it's all said and done, it doesn't work out, we can trade Cardoso if we prefer Lauren Betts. But they do seem to be quite high on Camila Cardoso, so I don't know. If Betts is there at 5, it's the best option. So fuck it. They're just going to take best player available. This is Jeff Pagliocca. This is the most short-sighted coach ever. Lauren Betts. Go to Chicago. Toronto Tempo at number 6. The Toronto Tempo are in win now mode. They are not a team that is going to draft a project. And if you look at the Tempo, it's looking like they're going to sign Shakira Austin. And then they have max contracts from Marina Mabry and Brittany Sykes. So they're not going to take Kiki Rice. They're not going to take Angloma as a flyer. I have a feeling that they might just go and, be like, fuck it. We want to be good. And for people wondering what their team is, they need a power forward. If they bring in Shakira Austin, they just need a power forward. Because they're going to start Julie Allen on the point. Then they're going to have Sykes and Mabry at the 2 and 3. So I'm trying to think of who they would have, who they need. Does anyone start? I don't think so. So screw it. They don't need more guards. So Gianna Neepkins, get ready to learn Canadian. Get ready to learn Canadian, Gianna. As a pure shooter. Pick 7, the Portland Fire. All upside. All upside for Portland. That is all they want. All they care about is upside. They might win 5 games this year. There is a good chance. There's a very, very good chance that the Portland Fire take one of the stashes. But if Kiki Rice is still on the board at 7, I think they're going to take Kiki Rice. I don't think she's good enough right now for the team to go, yeah, definitely, no matter what, we're taking her. Now at pick number 8, the Golden State Valkyries. So the Valks have, it really goes down to, it's one of three, I think, for Valks. Nell Angloma, who is, the Valkyries love their French players. They love their French players. They have Ileana Rupert, Janelle Salon, and Gabby Williams. And they might just take another French star. They really might. Nell Angloma is exactly what they want. She's a relentless driver. She's going to go head down to the basket. She is the best finisher in this draft by a mile. She's like, imagine a much better Cody McMahon, but like 3 years younger. That's what Nell Angloma is. Does not shoot a lick, which, I mean, she's still going to get him up for Golden State. Carla Lake can't really shoot, and she was chucking. So I do think they're going to bring in with number 8 in this scenario. I think Nell Angloma is going to go to Golden State. They just seem to like their French players. And number 9, the Washington Mystics. So this is where you're like, okay, this team's trying to lose this season, but then they're trying to go for it next season. Who will not help them win short term, but in a year's time will really help them? Best player available is probably Tania Latson. Tania Latson being available here is a huge one. It is a really, really huge one. And I think Latson going I think Latson going here at 9 is probably fair. I think she could help a Mystics team and basically be their new Brittany Sykes. So at number 10, the Fever are, if you had asked me a week ago who I would have thought that would have been taken here by the Fever, I thought, okay, they're going for a win now move. It is clear the Indiana Fever are trying to compete. They're not going for a win now move. They are going for a compete now move. They're trying to compete today. They're not trying to win. They're trying to compete in 2026. And then they're trying to win in 2028, 2029. Because, again, they're trying to just outweigh the Mercury teams and still be competitive all this time. So, I still think the best player on the board right now is also the best upside player. I still think Iana Martin. They have scouted Iana Martin. She's just been nominated for MVP. Like, there are 3 people in the Spanish league that have been nominated for MVP. She is the only Spanish player to be nominated. She is the only Spanish player to be nominated. Like, this is the most home run. If she is there at 10, don't overthink this shit. You've got a player who's already being nominated for MVP in a league full of WNBA players, is 20 years old, has won a World Cup MVP over Hannah Hidalgo and Madison Booker despite being a year younger, balled out against USA, is a willing defender, works her ass off, plays downhill, can kind of shoot the ball, and projects to get better. I don't overthink this Indiana draft, Iana Martin. The Washington Mystics at number 11. And yeah, this is where they get their UCLA player. This is where they get Gabriela Jaquez. Again, for people saying the Fever getting Jaquez, like, no, you've kept both Sophie. There is no point heaping Gabriela Jaquez or drafting Jaquez when you've kept Lexi Hall and Sophie Cunningham. Like, just get aerial powers on a minimum. Like, it's easy. At number 12, the Connecticut Sun, considering they have Brittany Griner as a vet mentor, and I wouldn't be that surprised they bring back if they bring back, what's her name, Tina Charles as well, for all. Oh, no, they won't. But you've got Brittany Griner as a vet mentor for Medina Okot, one of the highest upside players in this draft. Legit 6'6". She's like a half an inch taller than Awafam, who I believe is 6'6", so she's legit 6'6". Let's take Okot at 12. The Atlanta Dream. And the Atlanta Dream, everyone's like, oh, go draft Raven Johnson. To do what? To sit on the end of the bench? Like, Isabel Borlase is better than Raven Johnson. They've just brought in Isabel Borlase. Tahina Paopao can give you solid minutes at the point guard position. They're not going to take away from Tahina Paopao. This Atlanta Dream team is very, very, very good. What you need as a bench option for this team is, if you're Carl Semesco, a 3-and-D player. A 3-and-D player. And I don't know if that exists in this draft. Up to this point, like, I actually don't know. If Jaquez isn't there, I don't know. So the Atlanta Dream bring back the starting 5. They bring back Angel Reese. They are bringing back Pau. They're bringing over Borlays. They're bringing back Pau Pau. So you're looking at a bench that needs a bench big, realistically. Like Hillman can do a job there, especially because you got 3. So you probably need. Like, I think this is where Marta Suarez might go. Like, I think this is a bad pick. I don't think Marta Suarez is a first rounder, but I actually think this is where Marta Suarez might go. But yeah, then we have pick number 14. Pick number 14. You've got the Seattle Storm, and the Seattle Storm are trying to lose. So I can see them taking a punt on Janiah Barker. They are a win later team, and Janiah Barker has infinite potential. Like, she could be the best player in this draft. I don't think she will be. Like, her feel for the game is terrible. Her, like, IQ is horrendous. Her attitude is iffy. But, like, pure talent, she might be the second most talented player in this draft after Awa. So we'll take Janiah. We'll have her slide to 14, but we'll take her 14. And the Connecticut Sun, this is where, the feel good comes in. Let's take Raven as a first round. Let's take Raven in the first round. I think Raven Johnson falling to 15. She's going to be an impactful player wherever she goes. And, like, there's a world. By the way, there is a world where Chicago Sky take Raven at 5. Raven has just been a falling based on my predictions. She has been this year's slide based on need of teams. And a lot of teams are drafting for need or for what they kind of want. So after that, we have got the Seattle Storm. And again, you've taken Janiah Barker. Let's just take the next highest upside player in this draft. Let's go head down Cody McMahon, the second best driver in the class after Nell Gloma. Portland Fire. So the Portland Fire are just purely looking for upside here. They're purely making upside swings. And for me, this is one of these ones where I'm like, if this doesn't work out, who cares? If this pick does work out, you've got your 6th man for the foreseeable. You've got, and I think they're going to take Shea Chesky. Like, she is the best shot creator in this class, bar none. Bar none. She's 5'7". She can't do much else other than shot create. But, like, if things click and she is able to get her shot off at the WNBA level like she did in college, you are looking at a potential, like, legitimate rotational piece in the second round for a team who might win 4 games. She might also average 10 points a game, make all rookie on a team who wins 4 games. So, yeah, let's put her in. The Connecticut Sun. So, I think we're now looking at not even what the Sun need. We're looking at how to keep the team happy. I'm still predicting it. Sarah Williams, for the reason of the Connecticut Sun have pretty much got a one last year in Connecticut, and at least she'll be a fan favorite. After Sarah Williams, we are going to go to pick 19, the Washington Mystics. And the Mystics, I'm going to go for another UCLA player. Let's take Dugalich. Good glue player. You've got our coach on the team already. The LA Sparks. Sparks are in win now mode. So what players on this team could impact a win now team? So Sparks don't really have that backup point guard. And I'm trying to think of a player that could come in and, like, play immediately. And I'm very torn between Ledger Walker, who I think high IQ player absolutely could run the point at the minute, or Rory Harmon. So I think Rory Harmon comes in, will immediately play defense, is undersized, is a great facilitator, might be like a worse version of a Jordan Canada type player. I still think Rory Harmon goes and makes this roster. I think she might make this roster, you know. Oh, no, sorry, they have Erica Wheeler now. I forgot they have Erica Wheeler. So, win now, move, get some defense in, Ashton Jackson. Chicago Sky at 21. So I have them so far taking Lauren Betts. And then, ironically, Ashland would have been a decent enough pickup. Because you've got Sloot. For me, like, Sloot and Skylar are going to run the one. But if one of them gets injured, you're fucked. Like, there's no other guard on this team that can even... I don't know, JC can kind of play the one, so they don't really need a one. They have E. Will. I think they're going to take one of the shooters, you know. I think they're going to take one of the shooters. And with Marta Suarez off the board, I think the next best shooter is probably like shooting big. It's like Banham's kind of there to be a shooter off the bench. But who do I think is better, Garzone or Pissot? I think Garzone's better. Plays more defense. Garzone's better. Garzone to Chicago. With the 22nd pick, the Toronto Tempo, who are again in win now mode. They have Alamond and kind of to run the one. I have them taking Kiki or Gianna Neepkins. I'm going to say they're going to take Ledger Walker. I'm going to say Ledger Walker, get ready to learn Canadian. The Golden State Valkyries. I don't know if a Valks player even makes the roster at this point in time. They haven't re-signed Temi or Kayla Thornton yet. They might need an extra big, and I think they could do something with Hannah Stokey. I think they could. Actually, I can't believe I missed Frieda Booner. Chicago might take, fuck it. Go take Frieda Booner. I've already forgot to take her off the board at this stage. If she's there, Golden State are going to take her at 23. Jesus Christ. Frieda Booner could be pushing for a first round pick. The LA Sparks. I don't think they really need anyone win now. I think they're going to take a player with the potential to stash her in Saffron Shields. Saffron Shields is somebody that was projected to be an early first rounder. She was projected to be, like, when she was playing for Australia youth teams, she was projected. She was a 5-star recruit. She was with Lara Sumfai. She was by far their best player. They thought that she was going to be a superstar, a 6'2" point guard. They thought that she was going to genuinely be one of the best young players in this draft. She was projected to be early mock drafts for 2024 or for 2026 had her going top 5. But a bit of an injury 2 seasons ago and a not ideal showing in the NBL means that she's going to go here. But the upside is still there with Saffron Shields. Let's go 24. The Indiana Fever at 25. So for me, this position is let's compete with KK Timpson. So I think they're going to draft a big. So if they have Maisha Hines-Allen, I'm just trying to think what they have in the team. So what they do need is a pure stretch four. And I still think, I think you could turn Grace VanSlooten into a pure stretch four. I do think that Grace VanSlooten is the best player right now in this draft. So if you guys don't know, Grace VanSlooten was starter on the USA AmeriCup team. In the final against Brazil. When Stokey, by the way, did well. So you're looking at this team, this is a lot of the best college players. You had, she didn't start the final, but she still played 25 minutes in the final. But she had been starting almost every game. Sorry, they started Reagan Beers and played her 6 minutes in the final. But she had been a starter. Her and Hannah Stokey played big minutes to 4 or 5 in this game, playing over a Flaw J. Johnson. She played more minutes in the final than every player other than Madison Booker. She's really good. She played more than Joyce Edwards in that game. When it mattered for Team USA, she was playing over potential top 3 or 4 picks. Heck, she played over Neepkins. I know different positions, but she played over Neepkins. And she has the ability to shoot it a little bit. She doesn't. Let's not get it twisted here. She does not shoot the 3. I have a much better feeling about her shooting the ball long term than somebody like a Hannah Stokey. Because again, she doesn't really shoot the 3 ball, but she is a 70% free throw shooter. I just don't know if they're able to convert her to that. Give me Justine Pissop, but I do think that I wouldn't mind VanSlooten at 25. 2060, Toronto Tempo selects Grace VanSlooten. She's probably going to make the roster. The Phoenix Mercury, whoever the Phoenix Mercury select is going to be competing with all the Europeans for a roster spot. It's going to be really, really tough. I don't know. Oh, I just saw the Liberty. Liberty signed Asti and Beck Allen. But yeah, it is an interesting one with the Liberty. They're just signing all the Europeans. But yeah, it's a so for Phoenix Mercury, whoever is might have to is going to fight out with the Europeans. They've signed Valuai. You know what? I think Rory Harmon get in as a backup point guard. I think you can do a job. I think she can do a job in Phoenix. The Atlanta Dream, I think they're going to want shooting. Lanny White, very much similar to a Aaliyah Nye from last year. Shoots the ball, does nothing else but shoots the ball. Lanny White, go here. The Vegas Aces in round 2. So what do the Aces need? They potentially are going to lose Alyssa Smith. They don't really have a backup point guard. I don't know how Chian Parker-Tyus is going to look. I really have no idea. I have no idea what they need. Layla Felia, they might just say, you know what, we're just going to replace Aaliyah Nye with Layla Felia. I guess, a shooter. And the Washington Mystics at 30. Honestly, they might just put everyone on the team, to be honest. 30, the Mystics. Peyton Verhulst can shoot. Let's just go take Peyton Verhulst there. The Dallas Wings is the first pick they've had since the first round, and the Wings have their full roster. So unless this player beats out a player, I don't see them they're not going to make the roster. Like she needs to beat out somebody, and I don't see anyone here beating out anybody. So there's no real stashes left. So you know what? I think Cassandra Prosper could be okay. I think Cassandra Prosper might be a decent enough shout here. The Chicago Sky, look, if she's on the board, go take Maggie Dugan. She shoots. It means that worst case scenario, I think who would I predict the Sky to take? Garzon. She's competing with Garzon for a spot. With 33rd pick, the Connecticut Sun select. Is there anyone really here that I'm... Oh, Reagan Beers is still on the board. Yeah, go take Reagan Beers. Or no, Little Paige Bueckers. Gonna be a good rebounder. Nah, let's go Tony Morgan. Probably the best player left in this draft. The Washington Mystics. I'm just gonna very quickly go through these. The Mystics, they're probably not gonna make the roster. Go take Little Paige Bueckers as a developmental slot. The LA Sparks. Is there anyone for a developmental slot that I kind of like here? Again, doesn't really position wise doesn't really matter for developmental slots. Not really. Reagan Beers, get ready to learn LA. Which will be hilarious, by the way. Which will be hilarious if Reagan Beers ends up in LA of all places. Toronto, Cardone, probably best available. Portland. Navarre. Golden State. At this stage, I actually don't care. Like, none of these players are making the roster. Golden State are probably taking Hanasoki. Seattle. Key, I guess. Indiana. Go get a legit big. Go take Oldacre. And then, honestly, there's 5 more picks in the draft. Let's just go top. I'm just going to literally pick whoever the top rated player is for all these teams. They're going to be developmental slots at best. Like, there's no even guarantee these are developmental slots. So, yeah, that is pretty much it. That is my final mock draft. So, we have got AZ going number 1. I'm predicting the slide of the draft being Raven Johnson sliding to 15. I think the Indiana Fever are going to take Iana Martin. I think they'd be dumb not to. I think that Lauren Betts sliding to 5 is potential because Seattle, I think, could pass on both Pham and Betts and go for Flau'jae if that's the way the picks are. But yeah, that is pretty much it, lads. I'll see you guys.